Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is Miss Humbert here, and today we're going to be doing the second half of Unit 2 Notes 3 video. So we're going to go over the word problems. Hopefully you got a chance to do some of those practice of substitution before we move forward here. So let's take a look at number 7. So it says Campus Rentals rents 2 and 3 bedroom apartments for $700 and $900 per month respectively. Last month they had 6 vacant apartments and reported $4,600 in lost rent. How many 2 bedrooms and 3 bedroom apartments were vacant? Okay, so let's go ahead and we need to basically start by assigning variables. So I'm going to let X, that's going to represent 2 bedrooms. Okay, and then Y is going to represent 3 bedrooms. Okay, so for every X 2 bedroom I sell, I'm going to get $700 a month. For every Y 3 bedroom, I'm going to get $300 a month, and that's going to end up equaling $4,000, which again, always looks like a Y, don't ask me, $4,600. Okay, then it says that we're going to have a total of 6 empty apartments. So between the 2 bedrooms and the 3 bedrooms, we need to have 6 empty apartments. So to do this by substitution, I'm going to solve this right here for Y. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract. Let's solve it for X, actually. Doesn't really matter. That's just how I did it on my key, and I don't want to, do it different than my key because I'll freak out. So subtract Y from both sides, and I get negative Y plus 6. So now I'm going to take that negative Y, and I need to plug it into the other equation for X. Okay, so I'm going to plug it in for X because we have X equals. So then what I have is 700 times a negative Y plus 6 plus 300 is equal to 4,600. Okay, so let's start by distributing that 700. Okay, so then we're going to have 700 times a negative Y is negative 700Y, and then 700 times 6 is going to give me 4,200 plus 300y, or 900y, that should have been a 9 the whole time. Silly me. 900y is equal to 4,600. So now let's go ahead and add those together. So negative 700 plus 900 is going to give me 200. Y plus 4,200 is going to give me 4,600. So I'm going to start by subtracting 4,200 from both sides. And then I end up getting that 200y is equal to 400. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2, or 100, not 2, 200, and then I end up getting 2. So there's 2 3-bedroom apartments. Okay, so there's 2 3-bedroom apartments. So let's think about this logically, right? So we need to have a total of 6 apartments. If 2 of those 6 are 3 bedrooms, how many have to be 2 bedrooms? So really, I just have X plus 2 is equal to 6. So then there has to be 4 vacant 2-bedroom apartments. Okay? So your answer is 4 2 bedrooms and 2 3 bedrooms for number 7. All right, let's take a look at number 8, which is apparently typed out very weirdly. The larger of 2 numbers, so I'm going to let Y represent the larger of the 2 numbers, that means equals 8 more, that's going to be plus 4 times, that's going to be multiply the smaller. So the larger of 2 numbers is 8 more than 4 times the smaller. If the larger is increased by 10, so if the larger is increased by 10, so that means we're adding 10. Oops, sorry, where did I get 10 from? Goodness me. If the larger is increased by 4 times the smaller, so 4 times the smaller, the result is 40. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to use some substitution. So I have that 8 is equal, or Y is equal to 8 plus 4x. So Y is equal to that. So I can go ahead and substitute it for Y in that second equation. So I'm going to take that out completely. So I'm going to have x or 8 plus 4x plus 4x is equal to 40. So I'm going to start by subtracting 8 from both sides, and then 4x plus 4x, well, that's going to give me 8x. And when I subtract 8 from both sides, I end up getting 32. So I'm going to divide both sides by 8, and then I end up getting that x is equal to 4. So 4 is going to represent my smaller number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 4 and I can plug it in for x here or here. Now to me it's smarter to plug it into the top one because it's already solved for y. So I have y is equal to 8 plus 4 times 4. Well, 4 times 4 is 20, or 20, yeah, that's great, is 16. So 8 plus 16 is going to give me 24. And apparently now my 4's look like zeros instead of y's. So then y is equal to 24. So the larger number then is 24. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at number 9. The State Fair is a popular field trip destination. The senior class at Apple Valley High School and the senior class at East Ohio both planned trips there. The senior class at Apple Valley High School filled 8 vans, which I'm going to use to X, and Y, 8 buses with 240 students. So we don't know how many the buses and the vans hold, okay? Eastview High School filled 4 vans and 1 bus with 54 students. Okay, so we need to find the number of students in each one. So for Apple Valley, we had 8 vans full of X people, and then we had 8 buses full of Y people, and that was equal to 240. Okay, then Eastview had 4 buses with X people and 1 van with Y people. Or sorry, the other way around, 4 vans and then 1 bus, and that was equal to 54. So now you could see that this could be very easy to do elimination on. And you can do that if you want. I'm going to do substitution just for practice. So I see that this y has a 1 on it. So I'm actually going to solve this bottom equation for y. So I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. So then I get 6, or 1. Apparently I've now mistaken my 1 for a 6. So I basically get y is equal to a negative 4x plus 54. So that's what y is equal to. So I can go ahead and I can substitute that in for y up on top. So let's go ahead and do that and see what that looks like. So I'm going to have 8x, and then I'm going to take my y out completely, and I'm going to put negative 4x plus 54 in. And that's going to be equal to 240. Okay, so we're going to start by distributing that 8 in. So I have 8x, and then 8 times negative 4 is negative 32x, and then 8 times 54 is 432, and that's going to be equal to 240. So then what we're going to do is combine our x's. So then here we end up getting negative 24x plus 232, or 432, sorry. Been doing too many videos today, I think. 432 is equal to 240. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 432 from both sides. So then I get a negative 24x is equal to a negative 192. So at first I'm like, oh no, I don't want to have a negative number of students. Well, thankfully, I'm going to be dividing both sides by a negative, and that's going to make my answer positive. So then when I divided that out, negative 192 divided by negative 24 is going to give me 8. So that means there's going to be 8 students. I'm just going to go ahead and abbreviate because that did not spell out well. In the van. So we want to make sure we note that we're talking about the van. So let's go ahead and let's figure out how many are going to be in the bus. So we can take that x out and we can actually put 8 in instead. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the x out, put 8 in instead. Okay, so then what I'm going to end up getting is 32 plus 54. Oh, that's a negative 4, so I'm subtracting. So negative 32 plus 54 is going to give me 22. So there's going to be 22 students in the bus. Okay, so these are your final answers for number 9. Last but not least, let's take a look at number 10. It says Brenda is selling tickets to the spring musical. On the first day of ticket sales, she sold 3 senior citizen tickets and 9 child tickets. So I'm going to let X represent the price of senior citizen and Y represent the price of child for a total of $75. The school took in $67 on the second day by selling 8 senior citizen and 5 child. What is the price of one senior citizen and 1 child ticket? So what I'm going to do here is I have 3 times X. So we had 3 senior citizens at price X, and we had 9 child's tickets at price Y, and that was equal to 75. And then we had 8 senior citizen tickets at price X and 5 child tickets at price Y, and that was equal to 67. Okay, so now this one, again, you could do using elimination, but let's say you're really dead set on doing substitution. So here's how you would do that. So you would have 3x. I noticed that 3x and 9y and 75 are all divisible by 3. So I'm going to solve this for x. So I'm going to get that 9y over to the other side. So then I get 3x is equal to a negative 9y plus 75. So then I'm going to end up dividing both sides by 3. And when I do that, I get a negative 3y plus 25. Okay, so now I know that x is equal to that. So where I see x up here, I can go ahead and I can plug that in. So let's go ahead and let's do that. So I'm going to have the 8 on the outside, and then I'm going to have negative 3y plus 25, and then plus 5y is equal to 67. Okay, so then I'm going to start by distributing in that 8. So 8 times negative 3 is negative 24y, and then 8 plus times 25 is going to give me 200, plus 5y, and that's going to be equal to 67. So the first thing I want to do is combine these two. So negative 24 plus 5 is going to give me a negative 19y plus 200 is equal to 67. So subtract 200 from both sides. And then I get negative 19y is equal to a negative 133. So then I'm going to divide both sides by a negative 19, and I get that y is equal to $7. Now, if you remember at the beginning, I talked about the y representing the child. So it's going to be $7 for the child ticket. Okay, so now we need to figure out what our x is going to be. So here I solve for x. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in for that y right there. Okay, so I'm going to plug in for that y. So what am I going to do? Well, I have x is equal to, and then I'm going to keep the negative 3. I'm going to take the y out and put 7 in instead, since I know that's what y is equal to. And then I'm going to add 25. Okay, well then I get a negative 21 plus 25. So that's going to end up giving me $4. Okay, so it's going to be $4, and that's going to be for senior citizens. Okay, so that's our final answer for that one. And that concludes your part 2 note video. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for listening.